Stand with the light or drop into darkness at Florida's best anime convention. It's MetroCon 2017. Faithful vs. Fallen, featuring 4 days of events, panels, and special guests. The Ghosts will play with the Metro Star Party. Ignite the heart at the Metro Fire Show. Relax yourself at the Fantasy Masquerade. Laugh it all off with Metro Night Live. Search for fame in the Rhythm City Chronicles. And choose your side at the Anime Human Combat Chess Match. And that's not all. Be sure to shop for swag at the humongous dealer's room. Dance the night away at the Metro Massive Rave Party. Compete for glory in one of several contests. And of course, meet some amazing special guests. This year's guest lineup includes artist No Flutter, cosplayer Pikachu, Blue Eyes Dante, Bunny Fox Bear, Catarata Cosplay, D. Cossard, Aaron Hurst, Mew21, Ollie Roo Cosplay, fight choreographer Kyle Rowling, YouTube star TJ Omega, singer Caleb Hiles, and Jonathan Young, Ray Chase, Max Middleman, Robbie Damon, Paul St. Peter, Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, Christina V, Vic Manana, MetroCon favorite Scott McNeil, and the man himself, Steve Bloom. So head to metroconventions.com to get your tickets today. Then meet us at the Tampa Convention Center August 3rd through 6th, 2017 for 4 whole days of anime fun. It's MetroCon. Keep the gear turning on.
Into the midst of this conspiracy steps a small group of heroes. Their adventures will take them far to the north and into the heart of the Empire. They will be both Catspaw and Foil. They will be embroiled in politics and war. And they alone will save the Empire from its greatest enemy, the enemy within.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to The Enemy Within, live here on RVTV. How we all doing, everybody? Yes, it's time for some more exciting tabletop RPG action here live on RVTV. Of course, I'm the Shades, and I got the boys. I got Mike Shell, Matty Jay, Mildra, and our newcomer, BioHybrid. Boys, how we doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good.
What? you talk so loud it busts my eardrums for the umpteenth time.
What?
You'd think you'd be prepared to have your headphones turned down by this point.
Yeah. I'm busting your balls.
I know. Also, by the ball, leave the new guy alone. Leave Anthony alone. He's having fun.
I think he means me.
No. He's talking. He was talking Shades' line, because Anthony did my line earlier in the chat.
With that said, Bio, you have to stand trial for something. Because of whatever
boy, here we
brought to my attention earlier in the week. Now, bit of background. I have been working off and on regarding trying to make a second edition of Rider the Transformation. This is nowhere near finished. It's a bunch of ideas that I'm cobbling together and trying to balance. It's gonna be several months or at least a year before I have that ready to go. But in explaining things, apparently when Bio recruited me, he forgot to mention one specific caveat when it came to what systems I could use, because I was always under the impression that I had only one of 2 choices. And Shades, would you kindly explain what that caveat that you told Bio was?
Well, it wasn't so much that I told because I didn't know he was going to ask you around. I was just asking if anyone knew any DMs that could help. I basically said that mainly we've got 2 big ones that we're using, but I also said, and some of you can back me up on this, that if the DM thinks they can use a better system and make it a better game without relying on the options I found, they are more than welcome to do so. I was just using those as a baseline because I knew they weren't complete.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the broken nature of the game we got.
Yep. Bio, on the other hand, neglected to tell me that. Because if I had known that ahead of time, I would have used a different system other than Rider. There's a dozen other systems I could have used, but because I was under the impression that I had to use one of those 2, that's what I stuck with, for better or for worse. So because of that,
up now.
so because of that, BioHybrid assumed the position.
Let's just get this over with.
Dave!
Oh! Ooh! Ow!
No
I
contest.
felt that one.
I'm not contesting it. I fracked up.
At least you admit your failings. Now, with that said, let us continue on. Something I need to make clear, especially after recent news that was brought to my attention. Now, I am entertaining the idea of suggestions when it comes to future Monk Minis. If anybody has a suggestion of what they think might make for a good Monk Mini, and keep in mind, Monk Minis are always one-shots. You all know my contact info. You can. But there are a few exceptions. One of them is going to be any game released by Onyx Path Publishing, namely Exalted 3rd Edition and any of the anniversary editions of the Old World of Darkness game. So,
oh boy, here we go. He's gonna go into soapbox mode.
I'm not gonna go full soapbox. I'm just going to say that if anybody's curious, I will send a link, or I will put up a link on the Discord chat to a podcast called Sponsored by Nobody that explains this, and it's some very, very damning stuff. I cannot feasibly support a company that is not willing to pay its freelancers. That is one of the cruxes of the issue that I have with them. And I don't think anybody would blame me for putting them on the blacklist because of that.
You're getting no argument from me, that's for sure.
No. But yeah, there's an Imager album and the podcast is about an hour and a half long, but it is something that I feel I need to put my foot down on. Now that said, so when we last left, you guys had just gotten the info that you're going to be doing a bit of an escort mission, which fortunately escort missions in tabletop are not painful unless the DM wants them to be. So anybody cringing, rest at ease. They're there.
So this isn't GTA, thank God.
I wasn't even thinking of GTA. Just you just have to say escort mission around anybody who's played any game in the last 20 years, and they will immediately recoil in horror.
Trust me, I was cringing a little myself already.
Escort and stealth.
Question: when you were writing this, what kind of mood were you in?
I can say that I wasn't drinking.
I'm cringing a little now.
I only drink when I have to sit through horrible movies or horrible toku.
Yeah, Matty, I think what he's saying is that he was of sound in mind and body, and he knew better than to be a dick. We haven't earned that big of a dickery from him.
What do I look like, Spoony?
Oh! Ooh! Ooh!
Matty, do you want to hit the Roshi button for that?
Well, you don't certainly have the hair for it.
That was a subtle jab.
You get a pass. But that's so that means I'm 2 for 2 when it comes to burns today, because if you guys recall, I got a pretty nasty one before we went live.
Yeah.
Truth.
Short version. I said if they want to bring out Dixie Carter onto an episode of Raw, just go to a prop store and get a real doll. Same difference.
Oh!
But anyway, so last we left off, and I need to switch this to the tavern audio. There we go. All right, that works. So you guys had just found out that Clothilda is the person you're going to be bodyguarding. Yes. And as that's going on, Kurd says to you, you are to accompany her on a quick coach journey to her manor in Heinzant. It's some distance down the road towards Heindeck. The trip there and back will take up most of the day. Now, normally, nobles prefer to travel in secrecy, but with the Graven's gracious permission, we have been rather overt about the journey, parading our best coach and encouraging gossip among the common folk, with whom the Graven is the most popular. Hopefully, word will reach ear the bandits, and you will be able to make a report of their activity. You are to travel with Graven, but remain hidden. The highway robber bands are usually strong enough to cope with a bodyguard and coachman, but with you on board, they aren't likely to press an attack. And he goes, of course, by hide, I mean you're all gonna be sitting in the coach. It's going to be crowded. And he looks at Annelle and says, maybe you should take the helmet off when you're in there.
All right. Give the ears a chance to breathe.
Well, this is sure to be comfy.
Now, of course, Graven and Kurd need no introduction. You're very familiar with both of them. As you head towards the it's going to be this one. So the way out is going to be around here on the highway towards Nuln. And you see two things. First, you see two people there alongside the coach. And give me a moment so I can dig up. Nope, that's not it. Okay. I thought I had. Oh, right, I didn't. But anyway, the two people you see, one of them is a he looks like a proper soldier of experience, but you can very clearly tell he's pushing 40. Or rather, but actually, who wants to roll an observation check?
I'll handle it. All right, so straight up.
All right, that's going to be put in one challenge dice on that.
right. And of course, since I just gained myself a point in observation recently, I get 1 expertise die.
Mm-hmm.
All right, rolling. 3 successes, 1 bane.
Bane's not going to be a factor for this, but you note that even though he looks like maybe he looks like he's pushing 40, you can tell by some of the notches and the fact that he's probably had that same armor for decades. He's in his 60s.
Oh, good God.
So we're dealing with the guard version of Ric Flair.
Woo!
If you want to go that far, he wears the livery of the von Eltrom family and is armed with a long sword on one hip and a pistol on the other hip. But you immediately hear across your voice saying, "You're just gonna stand there. You're gonna get in the thing." And you look towards the front, and you see the coachman.
Yeah, we're coming.
Well, I don't need to be told twice. Thankfully, we bathed.
Yep.
Let's just get this over with.
I'm jumping in.
Right. So as you head in, as you start the journey with hearing the coachman grumbling of the door, goes, don't mind him. He's that way to everybody.
We figured.
While we're riding, I'm going to pray to Sigmar a little bit for a safe journey.
Mm-hmm. So Von Brenner, it looks like you've parted ways with a friend and gained a friend since I last spoke with you.
Yes, it seems the winds of change are always blowing. And I was actually starting to grow to like the girl.
Except for the fact that she kept calling you Lord Fussy Butt.
Yes, and I see someone has gone to pick up the slack.
A fact which makes Clothilda laugh a bit and goes, But tell me, Kurd told me that the gunpowder was stolen by common bandits, but that's not true, is it?
Never believe everything you read, my dear. I don't exactly know who stole it per se. We know that it got into the hand of some mutant. But
Let's put it this way. Bandits, yes. Common, you knew.
My character snarls a little bit.
But by the time we reached their hideout, the gunpowder was already gone, which means somebody else has it now. I have my suspicions, but we're not sure who just yet.
Making things all the more difficult. And I had felt it was bad enough that everyone in my own house keeps saying that I should make a bid for a lector.
Family always pushes us in directions we don't want to go, don't they?
Not just family, but also the priests in Shalaya.
Ah.
But I truly have no desire to pursue any sort of seat like that. My duty is to the people of Altdorf, first and foremost, and second most, to be as a noblewoman should of Altdorf. The Grand County of Averland is where my loyalty truly lies, and it always has lay.
Truly honorable woman. I can see why every family in Everland wants to have you as part of the family.
Let me move you guys over to the right map. So, after parading around the Pensplatz a few times and getting a few looks from some commoners, along with mostly because they rarely see nobles outside like this. About half an hour's journey, the coach suddenly stops. And you hear the coachman grumbling about something as he steps off and yelling, Giselbert, you old bastard, get out here! I need an extra pair of arms.
At this point, I just have my hand on my pistol ready to move at a moment's notice, because anytime we stop, you never know when something bad's going to happen.
I'm keeping my eyes open.
All right. Those who want to roll observation, you can roll the easy version, or you can roll the hard version, whichever you choose.
All right, I don't have any marks on this.
Right?
Yep.
All right,
Just doing the simple version.
All right, that's going to be a challenge die of 1.
That's for me.
If you want to do the easy version, it's one challenge die. If you want to do the hard version, it's going to be 4.
Yeesh. But
I'm doing the easy version.
one of us has got to take the
version.
chance. I'll take the hard version. Besides, I've got my expertise.
Oh.
All right. If you so want to, you can convert to stance die if you so want to, and you can spend fortune points on this if you so choose.
I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 fortune points on this because I'm not taking any fucking chances.
All right, I've already rolled up.
All right, and you were doing the easy version.
Yep.
All right, what do you got for me?
Failure.
Well, I've rolled
What do you got for me?
2 successes.
Right. You see that a bunch of branches have blocked the road, and Giselbert and Weather, the bodyguard and the coachman, are trying to clear them off.
All right, I got mine. I got 1 success, 3 boons, 1 chaos star, and 1 righteous success that rolled into another boon.
All right. Fortunately, chaos stars are not going to have any effect this time around. But you did notice some movement behind a hedge to the left of the road.
Careful.
Matty, you also note that you also note from a distance that the branches, they don't look like they fell off naturally. Like somebody hacked this with an axe.
Oi,
No.
what do you say?
We've got company.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to check it out?
I suggest we prepare ourselves. I get the feeling we're about to get ambushed. There's movement in the
I'm
bushes.
grabbing my hammer.
Yeah, and those branches were chopped off, not knocked off.
Yep, this was set up. No surprise there.
All
Arms
right,
up, boys.
Who's gonna head out and check?
I'll check.
I'll do it. I'll go with a Nell.
A couple
All
of us
right.
should stay behind with the
We'll
coach.
stay.
just to be
We'll
safe.
stay up here as backup.
All right, you see them. You see them moving the thing, and he goes, and are you gonna point out to either the two of them that that somebody hacked off the branches?
I'll take care of it.
Matty already did it earlier.
Well, no, he counted to me. I'll shut up. Careful! Careful, you two! Those branches look cut. I get the feeling this wasn't
I
done.
hear ya.
No, we're talking to the other two guys.
To the NPCs there, Bio. He's talking to the NPCs.
Ah, alright.
Watch yourselves while moving those branches. I can tell from here. We can tell from there. Those were cut. Those weren't broken on accidentally. Watch your backs.
He hears
Another-
you, but he's kind of dismissive because, well, you've got a couple of grumpy old men.
And now you move left, I'll move right.
All right.
All right.
Part of me wants us to get out and help the moving process, the moving of the big branches process. But I'm like, there's someone that needs to be protected. I'm gonna stay in the coach until further notice.
Is anybody now? Aristeo, you did note that there was some movement behind one of the hedges. Are you gonna try and track what was going on there?
Yeah.
All right. That's going to be an observation die. That's going to be a 3-die challenge.
All right. Turn that off. One success, 2 banes.
Okay. You do see a set of footprints. It seems to have a lot of tracks, both human and animal. But it seems to lead a short way northward and then disappears near a large bush.
Do you see something, Rumbrana?
As a matter of fact, I do. There's some tracks heading over to that bush over there.
I'm going to explore. I'm going to investigate tracks.
All right. That's gonna be observation.
How many challenge dice?
It's gonna be 3.
Oh boy. Okay, rolling. Failure, 1 bane.
Yeah, you can't. You see a bunch of tracks, but you can't tell any details.
So could
I don't see anything.
Could I use my intuition to try to track them down?
That's more for sensing things.
Oh.
If you're dealing with like sensing magic or chaos, then
Oh, okay.
then that might be of use, but no, not in this case.
Not in this case. Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and try my luck with the observation though, and see. That's going to be intelligence. It's 4 and 3 challenge. One success, 1 boon, and 1 chaos star.
All right. In that case, if there's nothing to activate it, a chaos star is pretty much treated as a bane. So the boon and bane cancel each other out. You do You do see that there's some footsteps behind it. So is it, who's going to go around the bush and try and find who's on the other side?
I'll do it.
And you see a young in there. Behind it you see a young lady in servant's clothing, carrying a bulging backpack and a dagger. And as soon as she's like, she ends up making a quick prayer and going, "Sigmar, forgive me. I didn't mean to startle you, sir."
Easy lad, easy laddie or lassie.
Mm-hmm.
I will not hurt you. What are you doing here?
I was just collecting apples, sir. Just apples.
With a dagger?
Can I check to see if she's lying?
If you want to check that, this would be a case of using intuition.
That will be my spec.
I got one mark in intuition.
All right, either of you can do it.
Let's see, 3 intelligence, 1 expertise. Any challenge on this, Mildra?
1 die.
On it. Rolling. Two successes, 2 boons, 1 chaos star.
All right, she's not lying, but the whole time she's explaining, you do think it's kind of odd about how bulging her backpack is.
That's a mighty big bag for some apples.
Just apples and whatever else I want to find. She immediately puts it down and opens it to show you, and it looks like a handful. It looks like a handful of apples, some traveling knickknacks, and a broad but compact hunting horn.
Now, what would the last like you need for a hunting horn?
I just found it. A hunter must have dropped it somewhere.
Parmies, out of character, I gotta say this. Hearing all this, DTA, boys, DTA.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Hell, even in character, I'm probably thinking that to some extent. I'm like, because I'm watching all this like, something isn't right here.
No hunter worth his salt would leave his hunting horn behind.
Which before you have time to really process it, you hear Werther saying, "Oh, get back in the thing, or we're leaving without you, boys."
I slowly back towards the carriage.
I'm almost of the mind to take her along with us. I know the carriage is tight as it is.
No, that wouldn't work out very well.
Yeah, veto on that. But
Best to just leave her. Best to just leave her and keep a sharper eye out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just keep an eye on her as we're leaving, but also still keep an open eye around because she may just be a distraction.
So that's what I was thinking. She has that horn. We go out of sight, and she starts blowing it.
Right.
That's happened. Has anyone tried to approach the carriage, the coach?
No. It's
Good.
just the two guys arguing.
on the way back to the carriage, I'm like, back to town with ya.
She nods, and you see her run off.
All right.
All right. So the coach sets on its way again, and after with the conversation continuing on with Clothilda being very interested in the exploits that you've done merely because, well, she sees herself as well. She doesn't run the town as kind of the warden of guarding over its people, whereas Bearfaust is just the muscle in her eyes. But at least in her words, at least the nobles are a bit scared to do anything rash when they have to answer to somebody with a giant greatsword.
The bigger the sword, the bigger your voice is.
Besides, I've seen him in a bad mood. You don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, trust me, I've seen it. I was there a little bit before I met these folk.
Anyway, now then, with that said, I want everybody to roll observation. This is going to be a 2-die challenge.
All right, I've got 2 success, 1 chaos star, 1 righteous success that rolls into a Sigmar's comment.
1 success, 1 boon.
Failure. One.
One just flat out failure on my end.
All right, so okay, so what you end up noticing is that you hear the sound of a loud horn, and you hear the sound of it twice, not an echo. And anybody who wants to roll intelligence, do so right now, and you might get one other detail.
Rolling. Any challenge die?
1.
Okay, I gotta re-roll because you said that afterward.
2 successes, 1 boon.
1 success, 1 boon.
2 success, 1 boon.
2 successes.
Since most of you have some degree of military or combat background in one form or another, you know that the 2-horn thing is a caution.
Looks like somebody's cautioning us or cautioning someone else.
Right. Shortly after that, you hear a bunch of horse steps, and see a few people on horseback riding up, and says, "Oh, it doesn't take long for them to surround you." And they go, "Hold, please. We have reason to believe that the von Elttraum diamond is traveling within. Just drop it out of the window, and we'll be glad to let you on your way." You can.
Oh, I know what's going on here.
You see Clothilde start to twist the ring that's on her finger.
Oh, by Sigmar's hammer.
Let's get to work, boys.
Showtime.
Time to bust some
hey, Mildra.
heads.
Mildra,
Yeah.
pardon me. Can I talk to you in private real quick?
All right. Let me move over to a different spot.
Producers Lounge.
Yep.
Oh, this should be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how about that local sports team?
I don't know what Matty's up to, but if he doesn't have something, I got something.
Well, we got a minute here. For anyone who's in our Discord chat, who saw that tick trailer I posted before the show?
Ooh, yes.
Oh, well.
Welcome back, guys.
I have only one word I can say about that.
Do it.
Spoon.
All right,
All right, before
Gentlemen?
All right.
gentlemen.
guys, hang
Gentlemen?
on. No,
Matt,
I know.
let Matty speak.
all right, go ahead, Matty.
I got this. You know, Whistler comes out. He comes out, steps out. Gentlemen.
Whoa! Whistler, what are you? You're the Whistler. What are you doing in this kit? What are you doing in that coach?
Hey, they pay me to travel with this lady. We're not looking for more trouble than we're after. We're just making sure she's protected. If you want the diamond, we'll give it to you. To you for her safe return and everything else. As long as we go through, all we gotta do is a simple shake of the hand. That's all it is. I'll shake your hand. We'll be on our way. No one has to get hurt. And he goes to the leader of the group, whoever that happens to be. Right?
Yep. He goes.
He gets up there.
Yep. Okay. For this, roll fellowship. Give yourself one fortune die. It's a 1 die challenge, because you're not of a uncommon background.
Of course. So 1 fortune die and 1 challenge die, or
Yep.
and 3 characteristic, since fellowship is 3. Rolling. All right, 3 successes.
All right. They managed to bite. He goes, and you see him pause for a second. And go. All right. All right. Let's shake on. You can split half when we sell the thing off.
In fact, that seems like a compromise. That seems like a well-oiled compromise. Looks at Von Brenner. You know, he nods, goes to shake the hand. We shake hands, right?
Yep. Shake hands. And he immediately goes, I think this is the start of a really good partnership. Having the legendary Whistler on our team. He goes, "Hey boss, he's good. Hey boss, he's good." And you see he starts to head towards the boss, and then it happens.
He pulls it. I pull him in. Where do you think you're going? Now, boys.
I'm jumping out.
Yep, out we go.
Yep.
All right.
Oh shit! I just realized I should have said, "Hey, what's your name?"
My name's Flint. But everybody calls me Flip for some reason.
Flip Gordon. He goes, "Where do you think you're going?"
Okay. Now let me zoom out for a bit so I can move everybody onto the proper layer.
And while you're doing that, I think we know what time it is.
Yep. So let me get the music set up.
Rolled. I've rolled.
I've rolled.
Same here.
All right.
Old.
Okay. Let me add everybody's turns, and then add one for the soldiers. I feel like I need. How's that for volume?
Sounds
Much better.
Good. Yep.
All
good.
right.
Not bad.
So let's go. Let's take it from the top. Bio, what do you got for me?
Failure 2 booms.
All right, so you're at 0.
Yep, I'm never going. I'm just gonna sit in the carrot and eat cookies.
No, you're out. You're just at bottom initiative.
You're essentially going
Mike?
last, which is not a bad
Yep.
thing.
4 successes.
Oh!
Nice.
All right, Matty, lay it on me.
3 successes, good sir.
And Shades, what do you got for me?
2 successes, 1 boon.
All right. So here's.
Mildra, I'm not showing up on the turn order.
I see you right here.
I don't see you.
I just see me and
I
Matt.
only see
Okay,
Mike.
there we
go.
go.
Hey,
There we
you
go. I still don't see Mike on there, though.
Hang
Yeah, I
on,
see.
might have-
I see.
might have
I see John. I see Matty, and
There he is.
That's better.
Kaboom.
That was not my fault. I guess
That's
for
roll
I guess-
20 being a dick.
Yeah.
We ain't new.
you know what
So,
time it
no-
is? It's roll 20 o'clock, motherfucker.
No,
Nah,
we're
Mike.
not in the air horn for that.
No.
Nah.
No.
And I noticed I'm at the top of. Oh, I know Mike is. Mike will be at the top.
I
of the order.
haven't done the arrangement yet. All right. So
Patience grasshopper.
Because part of me wants to start first and Irish whip the fucker right into the coach. Because I still got that death grip.
I would have been looking right at you if I did that.
okay. 2
I would've been looking for a
and
reaction.
1. Roll. 3 successes for the robbers. All of them are armed. All of them are armed with long guns.
Oh, this is gonna suck.
And I just sit over, I just see their weapon and I just chuckle. Petty excuses for weaponry.
Part of me is sad I didn't include Shades into this gimmick because I would have been so awesome to see Lord Von Brenner popping up. Where do you think you're going? That smile.
But anyway, Anel, you're up first.
All right. So, let's see here. I am just
Question: how did the chat react to that?
Kyrie went. He shook hands. He shook hands with danger.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take on this guy right here. Going with some little Path of the Autumn Wind on him.
All right. Let's see. Conservative?
Conservative.
All right. So you're going to be rolling weapon skill, and his defense is 2, so you're adding 2 misfortune die plus a third one for Path of the Autumn Wind.
Okay, so I'm going conservative. So 1 characteristic, 3 conservative. I get a fortune dice for my great sword, and 2 expertise dice for my weapons.
Yep.
All right. And I get 3 successes.
3 successes, nothing else?
Nothing else.
All right. In that case, you simply hit for normal damage.
Should be my normal 6 then.
He takes 5 damage because he has a soak of 1. And now it's actually PCs go first. So Matty, you're up, and he is considered still grappled.
Yeah. Because of the death grip.
Mm-hmm. Actually, you know what? I got a better idea.
Do I have to roll anything in this case? Because I'm assuming I might have to roll strength.
You're rolling athletics and strength versus his athletics. So basically, you're rolling strength versus strength.
Yeah. So that's 5 characteristic for strength, and I have 2 in athletics. 2 train in athletics.
Yep. Because his strength is at 3, you're going to be putting 3 misfortune die on it.
All right. So that's 5 characteristic, 2 expertise, right?
Yep.
And 3 misfortune, and
are you going to use the conservative or reckless effects when it comes to grapple?
Ooh. Let's do conservative. How many do I need?
Well, check what your stance is. You can switch out 2 characteristic for conservative.
Yeah, that's what I have here. 2 plus a cooldown of 2. So I have 2 black squares. That's what I see.
Yep. So you're going to be putting 2. You're going to be putting 2 misfortune die on, and because this is normally I would add say strength as misfortune die, But because this is contested, I just have to roll, and I have to get higher successes than you.
So instead of 3 misfortune die, I'm rolling 5 misfortune dice?
No, you're just rolling 2 because of the card.
Ah, all right. That makes sense. So 5 characteristic, 2 expertise, 2 misfortune. Anything else? Am I missing anything?
Nope, that's it.
All right, because that's what I have here. Rolling. Rolling. I'm just checking the thing here. I have 2 successes, 2 boons.
I have only 2 successes, so re-roll.
All right, here's what I got. Here's what I got. 4 successes, 1 righteous success, which rolled into a Sigmar's Comet.
All right, so 5 successes and 1 Sigmar's Comet. I only have 1 success and 1 boon. Which means...
I'm essentially Marty Skrull in that one part before he starts breaking some fingers.
Yep.
With that look in his face. I need a screen cap now.
All right. You grab. He's not.
Oh, he ain't moving. He ain't fucking moving.
He can't disengage. He cannot disengage. He cannot disengage. And he adds 1 misfortune die to all checks while grapple is recharging. And you can do that up to 3 turns, and he suffers 1 fatigue. Because you went with the conservative version, you're not doing any damage, but he's not moving anytime soon. Now, if you so choose, you can spend a fortune die or suffer 1 fatigue to try and attack with something offhand, whether it be a fist or one of your offhand weapons.
Okay, so you're talking to me?
The only catch is it's got to be a one-handed weapon.
Ooh. Hold on. I think I do have a one-handed weapon. Do I?
Yeah. Your Morning Star is one-handed, and I believe you've got a few others. So yep, Morning Star is one-handed. You also have a mace, which is one-handed, and you have a knuckle duster. I just had to put them in equipment because I ran out of Roman weapons.
I don't know. They're both the same damage. I'm gonna go with the Morning Star for now. See what happens. But then once I'm broken off from the grapple, then I'll go for the big thing.
All right.
But for right now, Morning Star seems to be.
All right. You're holding half the chain when it comes to the Morning Star, and that's just going to be a basic attack. Give yourself 2 fortune die because he's locked in like this. And because his defense is 2, add 2 misfortune die to this attack.
All right, so I have 2 fortune dice.
Yep.
2 misfortune, 2 expertise, 5 characteristic.
Yep. Unless you want to swap them for conservative.
No, we'll roll with that combination. I think that seems good. I'm rolling now.
All right.
Okay, 1 success, 2 Sigmar's Comets.
All right. So you just ended up hitting for normal damage then.
It's still damage. I'm not gonna, you know.
Pretty sure there's. Hang on. All right then. So that's still gonna be 6 damage minus his soak. That's 5. Not enough to suffer a wound, but it's still a punch. And that's going to be it. And now it's his turn. All right. First off, the guy you had grappled, he's going to try and get out so he can at least aim his he can. Actually, what he's going to try and do is try and shoot at you in melee, which unfortunately means I have to add 2 misfortune die to this. Actually, no, 3. 2 misfortune die for firing in melee, and 1 for the fact that he's still grappled. And what's your
he's
defense?
Essentially trying to break away or trying to attack me. Essentially.
Yeah, he's trying to shoot. He's trying to do an improvised shot.
Yeah,
what's your defense?
Give me a second. I shall fetch that number for you. I'm looking at what, armor or just straight defense? Because I'm trying to.
You're looking at total defense under armor.
Total defense is 2. Total soak is 6. That's what I have here.
All right. That means he's got to roll a total of 5 misfortune die.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Failure. And 2 boons, which doesn't mean anything. So okay, that's not how it works. No. And whoa, that's kind of loud.
Yeah, just a tad.
I was trying to play it on shuffle, and that didn't work like how I wanted it to. Ah, well, guess I'll go back to the old-fashioned way. That's the end of his turn. Now it's the next one, and he is going to make a bit of a turn, and he's going to aim for you, Arsteo. So, what is your defense?
Total defense is 1.
Okay, 1. He's still firing into melee, so that's another 1. Let's see, agility, so that's 3. Roll. Failure.
Oh, SpaghettiOs.
And that's the end of his turn. Now it's for this one, and he is going to take a shot at Falco. So, Bio, what's your defense?
I'm using block.
All right, so all right, so that's 1 misfortune. Do you have resilience trained?
No.
All right, so just 1. One misfortune die. And what's your defense?
Total defense is 2.
All right, so that brings it up to 3. One success, 2 banes, 1 delay, which means he suffers 1 fatigue. Oh, actually, no. One opponent within close range can move to engage him, meaning you can. And because of the fact that he got a delay, he has to wait 1 full round before he can fire again.
Okay.
But unfortunately, he did technically succeed. And that is that's 4 damage. What's your soak?
8.
Yeah, that's not getting in. But if you so want to, you can move up into melee range against him.
Oh, I'm getting up in his face.
All right, now for the last one. And he's going to go after the one target that's left, and that's you, Anel. So,
let's see here.
Defense.
Defense is 1.
All right. Roll it. 3 successes, which means he hits for 6 damage. What's your soak?
9.
I didn't ask you a yes or no question. What's your soak?
Smart ass.
He ain't getting in.
That's what she said.
Oh!
Raising.
Racing.
Boom, and both barrels out.
Oh.
All right. That brings us to Aristeo. So who's getting shot?
Well, since some dumb bastard decided to take a pot shot at me, would you like your receipt?
What about this guy up here?
I think he wants revenge.
He's holding.
He's holding. Okay. Did not know.
Let me just double check something here. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and fire a thundering shot at him.
Reckless.
Let me just see here. Yeah, I think we'll do reckless.
All right. Let's see. Since his defense is 2, you're going to add 2 misfortune die to that roll, and it's going to be ballistic skill and agility.
Okay. So let me just double check some things here. All right, here we go. Rolling. 4 success, 1 righteous success that re-rolled into a boon.
Which is doubly good in your case.
Yes, because not only do I hit him for +2 damage, but I gave him fear 2.
All right, let's resolve the damage first. So, starting from your pistols, how much damage is that going to be?
Let's see, 6 base damage plus the 2 for thundering shot, so that's 8 damage total.
All right. Could you ping who you're hitting again? It didn't show up.
I think it's this guy right here.
All right. So that's and that's 8 damage.
Yep.
7, which means that's. Yeah, I'd say that meets the requirement for that. But before we do that, we have to deal with the matter of the fact that your attack generated fear, and that's a discipline check. Discipline willpower. He doesn't have discipline trained, so
If he did, that would have added a misfortune die.
All right, willpower. It's willpower 3, and that is going to be a 2-die challenge. Failure.
Oh,
1 boon.
Oh, that's not going to end well.
And hang on a second. Actually, it gets worse because not only did he fail, he rolled 2 Banes.
Oh shit!
You know what that means, right, Shades?
What does that mean, sir?
He is now frightened.
You picked the wrong people to mess with today.
So let me see if I can. No, that is not what I wanted. Yeah, this will work. Basically, he loses his stance die, and he has now suffered 3 fatigue. Sorry, 3 Actually, let me. No, 3 stress. Which means that he's technically fatigued. It just means that he has to roll 1 misfortune on mental rolls. Plus he has the 2 misfortune die. But anyway, Falco, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to look at the guy who shot me, and I'm going to try to intimidate him by saying, "Oi, asshole! That was very nice. Now, unless you want your brains to be butter, you better run."
You see that he's too focused on trying to back up and unjam his gun.
So I take it that didn't work.
As far as intimidate. Well, actually, that gives me an idea. Everybody run away! I've got an idea.
Oh Lord!
I remember last time you had an idea.
All right.
Wait, so people are running away?
No!
This is going. Roll strength.
All right, I'm on it.
Normally, I'd have you at intimidate, but you don't have ranks in intimidate.
So just straight strength.
Yep.
Oh, he's talking to me. Actually, I do have 2 trained in intimidate. Actually,
No,
I think he's talking to me. Since it's my turn, I think he's talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
Alright,
I'll
never
roll
mind.
straight strength. No challenge, just straight strength.
Yep.
Rolling. Two successes, one boon.
One success. So he suffers one stress. That's going to count as a maneuver for you. Are you gonna go in with an attack?
Yep. I'm going to use this orienting strike at reckless stance.
All right. Strike. All right. He has a defensive 2, so you're going to be adding 4 misfortune die and 1 fortune die because of his off guardness. And let's. And of course you can convert if you want, and if you feel that you have to spend fortune points, go ahead.
Alright, I added the 1 fortune die. I'm going to put 2 in characteristic and 2 in reckless.
All right. Are you going to use any fortune points?
I'll put 1 more in. So 2 characteristic, 2 reckless, 2 fortune. Rolling. Four successes, 1 bane.
Okay, you hit for normal damage. He is considered staggered until the end of his next round. So how much damage? So base damage is.
Base damage is 5.
All right, so brings it down to 11. And just so I don't forget, Shades, could you kindly roll me a D100 because we have to deal with the fact damage in your last attack.
Yeah, I thought we forgot something.
So I rolled normal, right? Normal damage.
Yep.
37.
In a row?
Hey!
There's a thing.
He suffers from your shot. He suffers a grievous injury. So, anytime he performs an active defense, that will recharge on after 3 rounds instead of 2. Let's see, and that has a severity of 4. Ooh. So that's enough. Yeah, that's gonna get up. That's gonna get ugly for him.
So basically, I fucked this son of a bitch up.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder he's scared shitless.
Well, I told you, critical wounds are nothing to mess with.
Yep.
All right, Anel, you're up.
All right. So, first off, I am going to go ahead and get even closer to this fool, and I'm going to go Path of the Hawk Reckless.
Interesting choice, since you only have 1 die you can convert for Reckless.
True, but I can see how it plays out. So it's
And remember that you're adding 2 you're adding 2 misfortune die.
Right. And
So, Mildra, since I used a fortune point, do I mark it off my sheet?
Yes.
any challenge dice on this?
No.
No. Okay. Just the 2 misfortune. Okay. That. Huh. Okay. All right. That's what it says. 2 success, 2 boons.
All right, which means you hit for +2 damage. So you can either invoke a critical wound, or you can remove a recharge from Way of the Sword, from another Way of the Sword action.
I'll go for the critical wound.
All right. What's your base damage on that great sword of yours?
That great sword has 6.
All right, that's 8. Which means you're going to be doing 2. You're going to be doing 2 wounds. One.
All right.
We're gonna start with the one that you get from the half damage rule. So what do you got?
Looks like I got 50.
All right, he adds 1. It is unfortunately just a minor trauma. So he adds 1 misfortune die to roll to strength. So now it comes for this. Now it comes for the second part. Roll me a D100 twice because of your sword's effect. 44 and need 1 more. 64.
Let's go 44.
So what you effectively did is after you cut him, you managed to spin and do a pommel strike in the one spot that you probably don't want to get hit with the blunt end of a great sword.
Oh!
44 is called low blow.
Poetic justice.
Oh, Mike turned heel! Mike turned heel!
Wow, a complete reverse of his days at Numenera, huh?
Yeah. Right, I'm on my daddy button.
He got it in his roll.
He keeps hitting me in the dick.
Why? Why is he not striking me in the dick?
I have an idea.
If you say hit him really hard, I swear to God, I will kick you in the dick.
Well, we could hit him very hard together.
Anyway, basically, he anytime he has an action recharge, like from block or the like, I can add an additional 1.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, he's proper fucked.
Well, I guess he ain't having kids anytime soon.
He's limping for a week.
I guess that drove him really nuts.
Oh.
Anyway,
Hold on, I got something for this. I have to play this button now.
Yeah.
There it is.
Thank you, Sans.
Woohoo! That was a good pawn. That was a good pun.
All right, Matty, you're up.
How the fuck do I top that? Oh wait, Irish. The idea of Irish whipping a dude through not through a coach. Let's not break it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Rainmaker?
Well, not from a behind position, obviously. Just a pull and then right into a morning star.
Or you give him a clothesline from hell.
That too.
All right, then that's gonna be considered a basic melee. Actually, let me see what you've got. I'm gonna do a basic melee. Yeah, most of your actions wouldn't help on this, and the only one that could is sword and board, and that's not going to exactly help here. So
it's basic melee.
Yep. Add 2 misfortune die because that's his defense. Add 1 fortune die because he's still. Yep, and 1 fortune die because he's still grappled.
1 fortune, 5 characteristic. I am trained. Would that count as athletics, or just a straight strength?
You know what? I'm gonna let this one slide. So
I was asking. I was simply asking.
Yeah, this is one where I'm calling an audible.
So I'm adding 2 more fortune.
Yes.
All right.
Let's
So
go with
that's
that.
5 characteristics, 3 fortune, 2 misfortune.
Yep.
Rolling. Loading. Someone's downloading something. Come on, don't make me reset the thing now. I forgot. Oh, there we go. 4 successes.
4 successes, which means now 4 successes, nothing else.
No, that's it. Well, the whole list goes. Let me pull it back up. It's 4 successes, and everything else was left blank.
All right, which means it's just going to be +2 damage. So what? And that's going to be 8 damage. He's down pretty low. And because that's the half damage rule, roll me a D100.
Ooh, hello. Oh God! What if the Morning Star actually does land the what was it? A low blow 41?
Boss, check the chat.
I see it. Trust me, I was already
94.
watching.
You got 94?
Yep. Yep. Who do we lose? Oh, it's Mike.
Take a shot.
Oh, this is going to be playing fucked.
Oh.
It
Oh,
says,
no.
roll twice and apply both results.
Oh!
Oh, shit.
Double whammy.
So, 2 more?
Yep.
83 and 22.
Okay, 83. Smashed fingers.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Which
Well, he
means
ain't gonna be shooting.
he can't fire that gun anymore.
You just started.
It is that scene with Marty Skrull. Oh my God! What? Oh my God! Finish. What I gotta do before I gotta do
All
my
right, what's the other one?
23. No,
22.
22. Sorry.
Dislocated shoulder. He inflicts -2 damage with melee and ranged attacks.
God, you fucked him up.
So basically, you crushed his hand and tried to pull his arm out to beat him with it.
Jesus Christ! I did turn into Marty Skrull. You know, it's no coincidence. I put that image because that's what the inspiration for that opener right there. I'm like,
Yep.
Jesus Christ! I may as well have done the finger cracking thing.
I know how to play to my players.
Whoop whoop. That's all I'm gonna say there. Just moving on.
All right, and now it's the bandit's turn. First off, the one whose shoulder you broke is gonna try and do just a basic melee attack.
Keyword being try now.
Good luck with that.
Jesus Christ.
All right. So let's see. That's one misfortune. That's one misfortune. 2 misfortune. Your defense is at 2, right?
Scroll. It's up to you.
What do I need to do?
Your defense.
Oh, you know, it's still the same, 2 and 6.
All right.
Total 2, soak 6.
All right. 1 success, 1 boon, and I'm not even going to bother asking because due to the stuff he had to deal with, 2 damage is not touching you. All right. Now for this one, he's gonna try and take a shot at Falco. And what's your defense, Bio?
2.
All right. Let's see. Bring that down to 3. Let's roll that. Failure.
Oh, he missed?
Yep.
Nice. Damn, too bad I haven't got my block right now.
All right, now for this one, he's gonna try again. He's gonna try at you again. So roll that.
Go ahead.
Two successes, 2 banes, which means that he suffers 1 more fatigue, so he has to add an additional misfortune die now.
And I have 2 defense, so that doesn't touch me.
Your soak is too high anyways, so that doesn't matter. Now Anel's turn to get hit, or try to, and and your defense is, I think, 4, wasn't it?
My defense is 1.
Oh yeah, it's your soak that's ridiculously high.
Yeah.
Failure, 2 boons. So that's a miss. Now for the last one, he's going to try and take a shot at Anel. Because, you know, go for whoever poses the biggest threat. Or who's the most unusual, which would be you in this case, no offense.
Yep.
So let's roll that again. He's going to use an expertise die. 1 success, 2 boons, 1 righteous success, and a blank on the righteous success. So that's 2 successes. Just enough for normal damage. And you said your soak was 9?
Yep.
Yeah, that's not hitting you. It just
Uh-uh.
dings.
Yep.
All right, that's all their turn.
I hear a ping on my shoulder and look. I see. And I just point.
All right. Aristeo, you're up.
Okay. Well, I've pretty much scared the shit out of this guy already. But since the only other guy close enough to me is already being dealt with severely, in fact, I'll just go ahead and do a standard range attack against the same guy I shot last round.
All right. He's defenses too, so add 2 misfortune die.
All right. 2 successes, 1 boon, 1 righteous success, rolling into another righteous success, rolling into another success.
So that is his total successes of 5.
3. 5. Ho, 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 ho.
3 ain't enough, man. He needs 5.
Saw that coming.
All right, so that's plus 2 damage. What's the damage on your pistol again?
6.
Yeah, he did. Boom! Headshot.
Headshot!
All right, Falco, you're up.
Well, we warned you. I'm going to exhaust quick wits to recharge disorienting strike.
Actually, look. Hang on. Didn't you? How long has it been since you used disorienting strike?
1 turn.
Are you spending a fortune die to recover the rest of it?
My talent allows me to remove 2 discharge or recharges from one of my recharging cards.
All right then. Okay, so you're using disorienting strike again. Is it going to be reckless?
This time I'll go conservative with it. So
All
4
right.
characteristic die, unless I change them to conservative.
4 misfortune die.
Misfortune.
Yeah. 2 from disorienting strike and 2 from his defense.
Okay, 4 misfortune. And 4 characteristic, or... Well, I'll put 2 in characteristic and 2 in conservative.
Do you...
I'm not going to spend any fortune die on this.
Okay, you can. Okay, you can do that. I just need to make sure. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Rolling. One success, 1 boon.
All right, which means you simply hit for normal. You simply hit for normal damage. You can't inflict any. You can't inflict blinded or exposed.
Fair enough.
All right. And And you said you had 5 on that weapon of yours.
Yep.
All right. Okay. That's it for there. NL, you're up.
Okay, and just a quick recap of where I'm at with my recharges. I have 2 recharges on Path of the Wind and 3 recharges on my Path of the Hawk.
That's correct.
Final stroke of the Master.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, you ordered a kill.
All right. So, all right, you're going to be putting one challenge die in this, obviously. Are you doing this conservative or reckless?
Conservative.
All right.
Rolling. Oh boy. 4 successes.
No!
One boon. One rising success which re-rolled into a boon.
Oh, if he ain't dead, he fucked up.
Okay. What's your base damage?
6.
You're hitting for 8. You're hitting for 8 damage. Base. What is the total recharges that you have on your other Way of the Sword cards?
As I said, so there were two charges on my path of the wind, or autumn wind, and 3 on the path of the hawk. That's 5. Do I also get the 4 on the final stroke now that that's been used?
That one, the ones on final stroke don't count. So
Okay.
that's
Still.
that's a total of 5 extra damage.
5 extra damage.
Yep. 13 damage total.
Damn! Yeah, he did.
Please be
And
dead.
2. I would have you do 3 critical rolls, but well, actually, you can do 4 of them, but you don't need to because that's 10 more damage than you needed to do. He is chopped into. He is effectively chopped into hamburger.
Ain't no kill like overkill.
Yep.
Ah, there's no quick kill quite like overkill.
All right, Matty, you're up.
Christ, how the fuck do I top that? Well, question: am I still grappled?
No. You use that up with your last little attack.
Switching out to the Great Hammer. Let's play some head golf. If you know what I mean, and I think you do.
All right.
Like my kind of game.
Matter of fact, I think that sounds like coup de grace.
Reckless or conservative?
Conservative.
All right. Make sure to actually. You can't do coup de grace. They haven't been knocked prone.
Yep.
Ow. All right, fair enough. Never mind then.
Be careful.
Thunderous Blow, Mighty Swing, or Core Core are still available though.
Mighty swing it is, though.
About to
Yeah.
say, core could lead into coup de grace.
Yeah, but that's if we even get a shot at it, because he looks like
Yeah.
if I land this, he might head golf might be the most accurate thing possible.
Yep.
All right.
Or brain golf.
So
Whatever.
what are you doing instead? You said Mighty Swing.
Mighty swing, yeah.
All right. Reckless or conservative?
Let's keep it conservative.
All right. So it's going to be 4 misfortune die on that.
Because of the defense, I would assume.
2 from Mighty Swing, 2 from the defense. If you want to use some
Yeah.
fortune die, this would be a good time. Some fortune points. This would be a good time to do it.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend a fortune point, yes.
All right. Remember, it's going to be weapon skill and strength.
And I do have that, so I have 2 more dice in there, so that makes it 3.
All right. And if I recall, you get an extra. Yeah, you do get an extra fortune die, I believe, from strength. Yes, you do.
Yes, I do.
And 2 expertise die from weapon skill, and then
That's what I have.
another fortune die because you're using a great weapon.
So here's what I have. I have 5 characteristic, 5 fortune, 2 expertise, 4 misfortune dice.
And
Yep,
Yep.
Rolling. Okay, here's what I get. 3 success, 2 boons, 1 Sigmar's Comet.
Okay, let's go.
That's the
All
result.
right, 3 successes, you said?
3 successes, 2 boons, 1 Sigmar's Comet.
All right.
If he ain't dead, he ain't happy.
All right, so that's +3 damage. What's your hammer's base damage?
Hammer's damage is 7.
10.
That's what I have. I have 7 for damage.
And because it's a melee attack, you can utilize push it till you drop. So with that in mind, roll me a D100. It's not going to count as a critical wound, but you do extra damage based on that wound's severity.
I only rolled a 9.
That's 2 extra damage. Not that it means much because it's still overkill. His head is about 20 yards to the left.
Basically, here's what happened. He whistles an unfamiliar tune in German, but for everyone else, but it sounds like the Young Bucks' original song, which was Bop by Hanson.
Oh God!
To keep in with the theme over here.
Yep.
I would whistle it, but it's kind of unrecognizable if you whistle it.
Mm-hmm. And anyway, Falco, you're up. Actually, scratch that because we still have. Okay, so Falco, you're getting shot in melee. So
Oh goody! I'm gonna parry.
All right, since you're gonna parry, I gotta redo that. Let me add 1 fortune die. 3 successes.
And remember, weapon skill is trained.
All right, let me add an additional 1. Do that. 2 successes, 1 banes. So
Total defense is 2.
Yep, that's the. What's your soak?
8, so it's not touching me.
Yep, that ain't hitting. All right, and now for him at the top, and he's gonna try and take a shot at you, Aristeo. And your defense is 2, I believe.
No, 1.
1, the loneliest number. He's gonna use 1. He's gonna use 1 fortune, 1 expertise point. 2 successes, 2 boons. He can make a maneuver for free. He's going to move over here. And what's your soak at?
7.
Yeah, that ain't hitting. And it's your turn.
Question: do I need to move, or can I shoot past the horses to hit the guy that just tried to attack me?
It's gonna be a misfortune die if you try to shoot past the horses.
Considering how many misfortune die we're already dealing with, I'm not gonna risk it. I'm gonna move right up here. And let me see. If I'm not mistaken, my Thundering Shot doesn't have a recharge.
No, it doesn't.
Actually, hold on. Let me check something else just real quick. Yeah, I think we're going to go for Thundering Shot again.
All right. You know what to roll, so roll away. Remember that its defense is 2, so add 2 misfortune die.
Already on it. Whoo, boy. 4 success, 3 banes, 1 stress. Or 1 stress / fatigue.
All right, Are you doing this conservative or reckless?
Reckless.
All right, and you said you got 2 banes?
No, 3.
All right, that means you technically have the cowed condition for 2 rounds, so it fired a little louder than you were planning. But you did still hit, and hit for +2 damage. Base damage?
6.
All right. Half damage rule applies. So roll me a D100.
$32.
Hang on. And actually 30. And I just recalled. You have exploit a weakness. Roll me another fortune die. Just 1 more fortune die.
One success.
All right, still changes. Let's see, you got 32. All right. That is a horrible gash that you gave him. So he suffers 1 fatigue, and he adds 1 misfortune die to agility checks. And let me see. See, did you get a boon?
Not in the results,
Previously?
no.
All right, never mind on that. It's just doing a bunch of damage on him. All right, Falco, you're up.
Okay, first quick clarification. I'm looking at Sigmar's hammer right now. It says 3 favor without needing the curry favor. So in other words, I don't need to do that and just attack with it.
Your equilibrium is considered equal to your willpower when it comes to how much favor that you have at that amount. So it's always trying to be at that amount of favor.
Okay.
You gain more favor by what's your willpower at?
4.
That is your then you have 4 favor.
All right. Then in that case, I'm going to use Sigmar's hammer in conservative form.
All right, your hammer ends up glowing really damn brightly, and other than that, is you're still rolling the way you would with a melee attack. So weapon skill and strength versus defense. So put 2 misfortune die on that.
All right, 4 characteristic die, 2 misfortune die. Rolling. Failure and 3 boons.
Actually, you know what? Wait a minute. 4 misfortune die. You're supposed to have at least 1 that's converted.
You said 2 misfortune die.
No, I meant with the characteristic die. You're supposed to have 1 that's converted.
I'll reroll. See, 3 characteristic, 1 conservative, 2 misfortune. Okay, rerolling. Three successes, 1 bane, 1 delay.
All right, that means it's going to take 5 turns for this to come back. You lose 1 favor, so you're at 0. And you said you got 3 successes?
Yep.
Let's see, no boons, so that's not gonna do anything. So you end up doing plus 3 damage. What is your base damage?
5.
Yeah, he dead. You hit him so hard he exploded.
I warned him, didn't I?
All right, Anil, you're up.
Okay, so I'm charging in the Core. Because as much as we know that these guys probably don't know much, we still want to try to keep one alive to see if they do know anything. So add 1 white. That should be.
All right, so make sure to add. You're gonna have a misfortune die, not misfortune die, a challenge die, 2 misfortune, 1 fortune because of your armor soak.
1 challenge, 2 misfortune.
And remember that this is athletics and strength instead of the whole weapon skill thing.
Okay, so no weapon skill, so the expertise guys go out for that, and
you have 4 strength. Are you doing this? You said you're doing this conservative.
Conservative.
All right. How many die are you converting?
3.
All right. Roll it.
Okay. 3 successes, 1 chaos star.
It's a good thing it was only 1 chaos star and not 2.
Yeah.
But you end up knocking him prone as you're basically shoulder tackling him at full speed while in plate armor. Whereas he just has a bunch of leather, bandit clothes, and hope. But you do strike him for unarmed damage, which is 4 in your case. So he gets hit with 3 damage. And he is prone.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
So you've got him completely prone. It is technically Matty's turn now.
Oi, Whistler. Time for the last straw, eh?
So you want me to walk over there?
Sounds like he wants you to finally do coup de grace, which you wanted to do.
Moved over there.
All right. Take a bit of a step, jumping off one of the horses, and I'm guessing you're going to go with coup de grace.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Conservative or reckless?
Conservative.
All right. Make sure to note that you had a extra fortune die for coup de grace, and it's still strength and weapon skill, with two misfortune because of his defense.
So I'm still looking at four regular fortune dice, 5 characteristic. Do I put anything in conservative?
You have to put at least 1 in conservative.
Done and done. To 1 expertise. No, 2 expertise die, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rolling. All right, here's what I got. 4 successes, 3 boons, 1 righteous success. That added 1 more success.
All right, so yeah. Any way you slice it, he did. You came right down and essentially brought that hammer right on his chest.
So basically, a Katsuyori Shibata kick, but instead of a kick, it's a hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Wielding the hammer like a master.
You want me to put the hammer down?
Oh, the hammer went down. And, is that parts of a heart?
A bit of heart, a bit of any ribs that he had are gone.
Well, that's the only thing that. Well, that's not the only thing that got harmed. Rib, harmful. Get it?
He's over there, and up there.
He's over there, and over there, and over there.
If you want to roll observation, it's going to be a 1-die challenge.
All right. Observation, 1 die. Let's see here. 3 here. 1 challenge die here. 1 success, 2 boons, and 1 chaos star.
Okay. You do note a few things as you go through as you check the remains. The first thing that you note is that it has the robber you did find underneath the leather coat that he has the black and yellow uniform of an Averland state trooper. And the long arms that they've been using, including this guy, have a stamping that depicts a sun with a gloomy expression, which is the seal of Averland. If anybody wants to roll intelligence as a 2-die challenge, if you have education, add that in, or intuition if you've got that.
I've got intuition.
As do I.
Roll it.
Why? I'll roll it.
4.
Let's see. 3 plus 1.
4. And he said a 1 or 2 die challenge.
2 die, he said.
2 die.
My roll. 3 success, 1 chaos star, 1 righteous success that re-rolled into a boon.
Straight failure.
2 successes.
All right. Aristeo and Anel know that the guns that they're using, those are usually used by Averland State Troopers, and it's pretty common that the stamp that you see, that's usually on the Averheim garrison. You also see that one of them has a small iron key with a string around his neck. And finally, one of them has a note that seems to be written in Imperial.
I'm going over and yanking off the key and holding on to it.
All right. Who's gonna try and read the note?
I'll take it.
Deo?
I'll take it.
The note is heavily scuffed up, but it does say a noble coach will arrive at this time on 20 on Wellentag. They will have a diamond. Take the diamond. Do what you want with the rest, but give the diamond to me. And then it's out. It looks like there's a signature on the end of it, but you can't. But the ink is so screwed up, you can't tell what it is.
What? This is not right. Something is definitely wrong with this. Why would the state troopers want a diamond? That's like common thugs.
Maybe they're corrupt.
I think that goes without saying at this point, my friend. The question is,
At which point, Clothilda says, How do you know they were actually state troopers?
Well, if they're not, they're damn good disguises because they fit all the marks.
It doesn't take you long for you guys to get back into the carriage. Sorry, coach.
But not before going over the leftovers of Flip's body, laughing at him, saying, "Welcome to Warhammer," and one of them, and of course, leaving a note that says, "Fuck the black cowl."
But regardless, let me see. Eventually, you do continue on it, and you have a pretty nice view of the Averland lowlands as you approach Clothilda's country house. And it doesn't take too long to have that business taken care of, and she gives each of you a tip of 20 shillings. So basically 20 bronze coins.
Oh, we lost Bio.
Nope.
Ah, shit. Anybody who wants to do an observation check again, you can do so now since you're on your way back. It's going to be a 3-die challenge.
I'll do it.
All right, roll it.
Two successes, 2 banes, 1 chaos star.
All right. On your way back, you do notice a spot where a large amount of hoof prints leave the road. Are you going to try and stop to follow that trail?
No, I think that's too risky at this point. We've already been through enough.
Although on the other hand, you go from the distance on there, you do see what looks like the remains of a fire that was put out. Plus, there's that whole key that to be accounted for.
Yeah.
I say we follow it.
Job one, guys. We gotta keep everybody safe.
Yeah, if we weren't watching somebody, I'd be more inclined to go for it if it was just us. But
Well, how do you know there's not going to be a second wave?
Or how do we know that it's not just a very open distraction?
My advice is to split it.
All right. Well,
I'll take the the trail.
All right. Who's got the key?
Sorry about that, guys.
No worries, Bio.
I
It
believe
happens.
Falco
I
has
do.
the.
yep.
I got the key.
You gonna go with them, or
I missed what happened. You gotta give me a recap.
Okay, we found a trail of footprints leading out to what looks to be a nearby campsite. There's a recently put out fire there. We don't want to all go in at once because, well, it could be a trap. And we got to keep an eye on our passengers here. So I'm saying we split them. In fact, I think it'd probably be best for you two to go, because if there is a fight, it's going to mostly be close range, where I'm not going to be very effective.
all right. Now,
I'll go with.
all right. So it's gonna be Falco and Anel going.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll
All right.
me and Whistler here will stay in the cart in case shit gets case this turns out to be a trap.
All right. Clotilde says you guys have 5 minutes.
Well, then let's not waste time.
Yep.
All right. So going in, you see a ring of tents. It looks like the camp has been abandoned. You do see footprints leading to where you had the previous encounter, so this is probably their camp. But you also see a small wooden chest in one of the tents.
Watch my back, Anel.
Watching.
I'm going to the chest and opening it.
All right, you still have that key?
Yep, I even logged it in my inventory just to be safe.
All right, you gonna try and use it?
Yep.
All right. Here's the fortunately, it's not booby trapped. Opening it up, you find 35 shillings and a pearl necklace.
Anel, we got some money and jewels here.
Ah.
Don't know who they belong to, but we should take them with just to be safe.
Looks like it might be then their pay, so they're obviously not going to miss it.
Obviously. Well, I'm going to grab the stuff.
Right.
Anything else in the chest?
That's it. You do. Though, as you're passing by, you remember that girl you saw before. You see her sleeping in one of the tents.
I'm going to slowly walk up to that tent.
Unfortunately, you touch a branch, and she ends up jumping up, panicked.
Whoa! Easy there, lass. Easy.
What are you doing? What are you? Where's all? What the? It quickly dawns on her that they put two and two together. You guys have put two and two together about her.
You got some explaining to do.
Before you can even finish that, you see her break down a bit and going, yeah. And basically admitting that yes, she was effectively the point woman.
Why?
I didn't have a choice. It was either that or he'd burn down my farm.
Either way, you're in trouble, girl.
I thought I could just do it a few times and then disappear off to Middelheim or something.
Well, you thought wrong. We're gonna take you to the captain. Anel, find some rope.
Should have some in my traveling bag.
She does mention that Hector, that Hector, who you can assume is the leader, said that he was being fed news about good opportunities.
Did they say who told him?
He didn't say, but he just But I remember overseeing the talks once when I shouldn't have. All I could tell was that he was in a black hood.
God, Sigmar, damn it. Anel, tie her up. We'll take her with us.
Yep.
It'll be alright, lads. We'll put in a good word for you with the captain.
All right. The rest of the trip is pretty uneventful.
I do have to comment that when they get back to the carriage with her, I'm like, why am I not surprised?
We're turning her in on a stale.
I told you you should have taken the goddamn horn.
I'll remember to listen. Next time, I believe we need to listen to the big guy. At this point, I can safely say he's smarter than he looks.
Oh, geez, you just found that out, Lord Fussy Butt?
Regardless of name calling, we got work to do.
Yes, let's get back to the capital. This one has some explaining to do.
She's not to be harmed.
Oh, don't worry. I prefer my prey alive.
Alright, let's go.
And anyway, so and as soon as you, I'm going to back to the thing and switch out the music for something a little more city-like. So heading back into town, and you head to the Red Arrow office, and you see that Kurd welcomes you. Clothilda goes, thank you for your help in this. It was much appreciated. She says before leaving for her own quarters in Averheim.
Of course, I respond.
And
pleasures was all ours. We had some fun today.
I put the girl out.
Which Kurt.
Go ahead.
Kurt immediately goes, well, I guess you definitely look like you've had some fun.
That's saying a lot.
Spare me the gory details. I just had some cheese.
Don't worry. I put the girl out in front of me. This one was in league with them. She wasn't doing it because she wanted to, trust me.
Yes. She gave us some very vital information. I'm assuming at this point you've all explained what she's told you guys.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Obviously, so yeah. And it looks like some of my worst theories are starting to show evidence.
Also, I pull out the shillings in the necklace. Found these in a box near.
Those are hard to come by. I'll keep an eye out and see if any nobles have given me grievance about a missing pearl necklace.
I hand over the stuff to him.
Yep. But as you can see, as he mentions the pile of letters on his desk, that might take a while.
Oh dear. What are people complaining about now?
It's a bit of the usual stuff. A few complaints that I'm somehow delaying shipments for the menagerie held by the nobles in 2 days. Unfortunately, any delays I have would be fairly understandable, given that one of the things they decided to bring in that I had to oversee was a demigryph.
Oh my.
In a cage, of course. But have you ever had to deal with even a juvenile demigryph?
Can't say I have.
Nasty things. And transporting them can be an act of moving a mountain.
If I recall, one of my aunts had a little love for the things. Never quite understood it myself. I never went near them.
Must have been a small one. This one was not a small one. It was twice the size of a bull. But I digress. Now, as for the there's also the matter of there's been a couple more disappearances, and I only found out about it because of a certain agitator causing a racket down by the river Aver. Fritz and Kurt, I believe she said the names were.
Wait. Oh no! Don't tell me.
Well, one of them you knew as Fritz Flink, who was that person who tried to steal from you. And Kurt was a beggar who you had seen a few times when you were trying to gather information. We found both of their bodies in the river Aver while you were gone.
Seems like someone's trying to quote unquote clean up this town, and doing it in the worst way possible. Then again, if my theory is correct, if my theory, which is starting to look pretty strong at this point, is proven correct, I think I see where this is going. You start with the riffraff, the people that nobody cares about, the people who could care less if they were gone. And then when you least suspect it, it's your loved ones next. Whoever this cowl is, they're thorough.
And it's starting to get on me last nerve.
You're not alone there, Falco. Trust me, he's been bugging me long before we even met you.
I overheard that some of the people who tried to cause you trouble had had some interesting clothing.
They want, more than likely, they were trying to look like state troopers.
That or they were state troopers.
Deserters looking for a few scraps. I heard about that kind of thing from Bearfaust. No wonder he drills into his soldiers the way he does. But you don't believe they're deserters.
It's very possible.
It could be any number of things. If they are deserters, then, well, that saves that trouble. But they may also be working for someone else.
Your cow.
Bingo.
I point over to our little capture over here. This one claims she overheard them speaking with him.
Aye, the black cow was apparently talking to their leader.
And
what of this leader?
Oh, he's gone now. He's been dead.
They're all gone. If you want to find them, there's pieces of them all over the road.
I'd rather not. Again, I just had lunch.
Nonetheless, considering we didn't even bring up the black cow before she mentioned it, I think it's safe to say that he does exist. And now that that's true, this little conspiracy just got a whole lot worse.
I'm really gonna need to meditate about this.
If you don't mind me being so bold, I would like to assign the four of you to guard duty during the menagerie in 2 days. I get the feeling given the way things are going, I get the feeling something is going to happen.
You'll get no argument from me, my friend. My suspicion.
I'm game.
That many nobles in one place? Prime target. No mastermind worth their salt would dare pass up such an opportunity. Count us in.
Knowing my boss, he'll probably want to speak with you about it tomorrow. So do be a gracious guest when he arrives at your inn.
We'll try.
I'll attempt to restrain myself. Thankfully, he hasn't shown me any personal contempt, so I don't think it's anything to seriously worry about.
Very well then. I will make sure that you are compensated appropriately. Until then, you probably want to make sure that you get your last bits of dinner from those halfling chefs at the inn you're staying at, don't you?
Yes, but first we do have one more piece of business. We have to take care of our little capture here.
Allow me to do that, Arstale.
Will you be speaking with Captain Bearfaust?
Of course, I must give my report after all.
If I may, I wish to accompany you on that.
Very well, if you wish.
The rest of you, go get your meals. You've earned it.
Come now, little one.
All right, me and Whistler are off to the inn.
On our way there, I'm going to keep a very close lookout. We don't want a repeat of what's happened before.
Right.
Not a bad idea.
You do, and so as it splits up, you end up heading to the garrison, which is obviously not too far removed from the palace, so right around here. And you see him having some of the greatswords go through their evening drills. He goes, "Oh, it isn't my favorite troublemaker. What have you got? What have you got? And you've got a little friend with you too."
Friend being the operative word, Captain.
I found this one helping some bandits.
Under duress, let's not over dramatize.
You weren't. You're not there with us. You're not there with us, Whistler. It's just me and Falco.
Yep.
Not of her own
volition.
Yeah, it's not of her own volition. We may want to speak privately. This one, you may want to hear what happened.
Agreed.
I understand that normally theft from nobility and potential murder would be a crime of death by hanging. But given the fact that according to you this was only an accomplice, I will agree to a lighter sentence.
She was only doing it because of fear of her family and her farm.
I still have to uphold the law. If I end up being accused of showing special favors or giving a potential thief a pass, can you imagine what the others vying for this palace will do to me?
I understand. I just wanted all details to be out in the open.
Yes. However, there are some other details regarding the attack we suffered that you might want to hear about, but not out in the open.
Yeah, he looks at the girl and says, "For your crimes, you'll be sentenced to three nights in the dungeon and a flogging."
Ooh, I hate to be you, lass.
It will be painful, I won't lie, but you'll live, and you'll get a chance to redeem yourself.
Don't ruin this opportunity, lass.
She thanks you, and then a few guards go to haul her.
Now, if we will, Captain.
In my office.
Of course.
She's as you head off there. So, what did you deem so important that you would come all the way back here to tell me?
If I may.
I believe. Go ahead, as you will, Mildra.
There were a couple aspects of this that I think need to be brought to your attention. The lesser of which is that whoever these people were, they were dressed in trooper garb. And
that's the last thing I need is traitors wearing my colors.
Trust me, I understand.
They were wearing way more than their colors. They were also armed with firearms.
Yes. Standard issue, from what I could tell.
I will have my men at arms make a thorough accounting for with the armory.
There's more, Captain. The girl tells us that the leader of these bandits made contact with our mysterious friend.
Yes. Without any provocation from us, she had mentioned that the leader had spoken with a man in a black hood.
I think she probably didn't need much provocation, given that you lot probably dealt with all of her armed friends.
Oh, very sound.
Very true, but we didn't even mention anything about the black cowl that we've been conspiring about, and yet she drops that mention.
I think she was in a hurry. She seems far too innocent for a hardened thief or bandit.
Agreed.
I think she was giving you anything that might save her own skin.
Of course.
Yes, when we found her, she broke down crying.
She already knew she was in trouble, but still. Why mention that specifically when we have never once talked? She would know we were investigating our black cowl. Why would she bring that up?
Me and Anel never mentioned him one single bit.
Nor did we in our first encounter with her, before she sprung her trap.
Whisper was right. We should have took that horn.
It would have saved us some trouble, but nonetheless, that means the Black Cowl does exist. What their plan is, I don't know, but now we must keep our eyes even further open. Kurt has asked us to watch over the menagerie approaching soon. I suspect that if our cowl has any major plans, that will be the first time he strikes.
I will. He probably did not inform you, but because of my position, I technically count as nobility. I will be there as well, along with my assistant.
That's why
well, at least we won't be alone in this venture.
No, not at all. But, Captain, I suspect that you have not been corrupted by this cowl's plan. He probably suspects that you're too good-hearted a person, too stuck in your ways to be changed.
Good-hearted. I will contest, especially if you've heard the words of my privates.
Fair point. Bad choice of words. Still, you get my point.
I prefer the word honorable.
Honorable and unwavering. That is.
I will not contest that.
Which is why I'm willing to trust you with this information. If it were anyone else, I'd be keeping my mouth shut. But I suspect you don't like this situation any more than we do.
Truth be told, the sooner this is done with, and a proper elector is in this castle, the sooner I can get back to doing what I prefer. So, any attempt at expediting this is greatly appreciated.
Agreed.
Glad we're all on the same
I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier, not a politician.
I know. Unfortunately, I have had to learn to be both in my life.
Anything else, Captain?
That'll do. Both of you are dismissed.
Yes, sir.
Good day to you,
I
sir.
salute and I walked out.
Mm-hmm.
Aristale, before I head back to the inn, I must do some business at the temple.
Do what you must, my friend.
I will see you very much later.
Indeed. Be careful out there.
You as well. I'm heading for the temple to pray.
All right.
So I can regain some favor.
Mm-hmm. And with that, I believe we will drop it off at that. So let me kill the music, and let's go down. What's going down for the rest?
You got it, my friend. That's going to do it for us here tonight on The Enemy Within. Let's talk about what's happening the rest of this week here on RVTV. Tomorrow night, Ranger Recap Live. Join me and Matty along with Easy Riders. We check out a classic episode of Power Rangers. And, of course, read your emails and comments as well. That'll be happening tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. Friday, it's the WrestleCast Live. Join Matty once again along with TWK as they talk about the wrestling news of the week, their review of WWE Great Balls of Fire. And, of course, wrestling news along with your emails and comments happening Friday at 10. Saturday, it's the Helmsman with Tony Helms and the gang playing more games online for you. It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be nuts. So check that out Saturday at 5. Sunday, Toku Wrist Live. Join me and Matty and Easy once again for more awesome Tokyo action with the latest episodes of X-Aid, Q Ranger, Amazons, and Dino Force Brave happening Sunday at 7. Monday, it's the Rising Sun Podcast, the official anime podcast of RVT. It's going to be Yamayaji's pick this week, so expect some old school anime action happening Monday at 9. Tuesday, it's Rift Down with TWK and the crew checking out the latest WWE SmackDown and providing their randomness like they always do. So check that out Tuesday at 8. And of course, Wednesday, join us back here next week for the next edition of The Enemy Within, where we continue our research and prepare for the menagerie to find out what plans does the Black Cowl have in store. That'll be happening next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, live right here on RVTV. And of course, if you guys want to support the show, my Patreon is located down in the description below. Even just $1 a month would be much appreciated to help keep these streams going and make them better than ever. And of course, all of our social media is listed below as well. Make sure you follow all of us to get all the latest updates and of course to hear some fun stuff from us as well. Holy crap. I suddenly feel like a professional all of a sudden. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for joining us as always here on RVTV. On behalf of our DM, Mildra the Monk.
My name is Mildra. I am your gaming monk. Stay fucking frosty, everybody.
On behalf of BioHybrid.
I'm BioHybrid. Shine on you, crazy diamonds.
On behalf of Mike Shell.
This is Mike Shell who reminds you to fuck the revival and who even fell.
And on behalf of Matty Jay.
Fuck the Black Cowl. Manager will remind you to help professional wrestling support your independent promotion as soon as possible.
I'm the Shades, and we'll see you guys next time. Rock on! Special thanks to Eric Vaughn and Cure You Crimson for their Patreon donations. Donate today so you can keep these streams going.